everybody. This is going to be a short video, but I myself I would say I'm semi-interested in politics. I find myself interested to the extent that I really care about human rights and I care about people having the freedom to be themselves. So I tend to get mostly involved in politics when it concerns social issues. And I'm definitely against, I'm against torture, I'm against warfare in general, unless it really is self-defense or something like that. So, politically leaning, I'm definitely more of a leftist. Maybe sometimes a little bit more center, but mostly somewhat left because I do believe deeply in human rights and in helping people, and that everybody should have the freedom to be themselves and to at least have their basic necessities. So, with that said, I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming presidential election. I mean, right now it's just the primaries, I guess. But what I want to talk about is Donald Trump. And I am just kind of blown away that, first of all, Donald Trump even is actually running for president, that he thinks that's a good idea, although I shouldn't be surprised that he thinks that it is a good idea. But what surprises me more than the fact that he's actually running for president is that some people are really behind him, and he's starting to grow in the polls, at least in the ones I've seen. I mean, his support is growing, which I really do not understand. And that's for several reasons. Like, most people, I think when they think of Donald Trump, they think that he's kind of like a joke, I mean, he comes off as kind of, full of himself and not always very intelligent or very well informed. And sometimes he, when he makes his arguments, he uses information that is not at all valid or even proven to try to back up his point of view. So for that reason alone, I don't get why anybody's taking him seriously, because I have a hard time even thinking about him being president without laughing. I mean, it's like that. And I also don't understand why anybody would think that it's a good idea for him to run for president when he has gone bankrupt multiple times with his own company. I mean, what kind of hope does that give you for our economic issues when you elect a president who has gone bankrupt multiple times? And a lot of those times when he went bankrupt, lots of people got fired and lost their jobs, but he always managed to walk away okay with money. And I mean, is that really the kind of president we want? Somebody who, is kind of like looking out for themselves, but they don't care how it affects everybody else that's under them? I do not understand that. And another thing that I don't get is, I mean, I get that, the immigration thing right now is really controversial. There's a lot of people on both sides of the issue that make at least some good points. And, I myself don't have the answer to, solve the immigration issues. But when he says things that are patently false, like that, a lot of immigrants are rapists, which, he recently said and has gotten a lot of flack for, how in the world can you support that? I just don't understand how anybody can support that. And when I've listened to him, talking about his policies and what he would do as president, he never actually gives an answer. All he'll say is like, I'd be great on terrorism, or I'd be great on the economy, or I'd be great on this or great on that. Well, anybody can do that. I could stand up and, I'm not old enough to run for president, but let's pretend I was, and I actually had a platform. I could stand up and say I'd be great on everything, but that doesn't mean I actually know anything. So I just don't understand that. And maybe some of you, if you like Donald Trump and you actually support his run for president, maybe you can explain to me why you think that would be a good idea, because I just don't get it. And there's probably not any conservative, at least staunchly conservative candidate I would even think about voting for. So I'll say that off the bat, just to be fair. And there are some Democratic candidates I really don't like that well either. In fact, right now, out of all of the candidates, my favorite's probably Bernie Sanders, because he seems like the less likely of all of the ones so far to be sold out to the corporations and the big banks. And he actually seems to care about the welfare of people. So I'll say he would probably be my pick if I had to pick right now. Although, I do worry that if he does get the position, will he be pressured to sell out? And I would be really disappointed if he did. But, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, I guess this is just a little bit of a rant saying I don't understand why anybody would want Donald Trump for president. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope somebody can enlighten me. So bye.